Welcome to the Floristry Trade Club's coverage of the RHS Chelsea Flower Show, Chelsea in bloom and Belgravia in bloom. I'm standing here in the Great Pavilion, surrounded by floristry competition pieces and floral installations. Well, I'm here at Chelsea and I am at the gold-winning floral competition piece from Hubbards Florist in Coventry. This is a fabulous design. What catches your eye, of course, is the colour and these wonderful shades and hues of purples and lilacs and mauves. We've got this beautiful dianthus here, Moon Aqua. We've got your lovely Vanda orchids. Absolutely superb quality, and I love the fact that everything is in recycled bottles, so everything is fresh, and also the fact that some of the alliums, which is temptation is to use them very, very tall, some are being cut down, and throughout the whole design the purple has been lifted by pops of Viburnum opulus, this wonderfully fresh and vibrant green. Hello, I'm here with Judy Pearson, floral designer, and her competition piece, A Botanical Spillage. Julie, can you tell us a little bit about your design and what volcanic rock has to do with it?
Good morning. The inspirations you had to use a bin. It's a black bin, and so basically I was thinking an oil spillage, and so to take that in a rather literal sense, I went with a botanical spillage. So everything's painted black, from the tin cans, which have got my bespoke pin holder, secured with recycled wax. And I've got containers here, which the test tubes, which have got the alliums in, which is this is my construction. The alliums, and this is where the volcanic rock is, because I just wanted to bring in the coal, the concept of the earth and so on. And then literally, I planted these a week ago and you can already see the small hair roots coming through. So I've literally got two 9-0 wires going opposite. And so crossing those, and they just link beautifully inside. So no additional fastening.
Thank you very much indeed. Julie, that's a pleasure. Here I am in the floristry competition area at Chelsea Flower Show. We have some wonderful exhibits this year. One of the categories is decorating a lamppost. And I've picked this one out because I love the use of colour. This is by Helen James Flowers and it's called On the Verge. She's got 4 placements grading in height around the lamppost. The height is being achieved by building a metal frame and then attaching test tubes to it, all of which have been meticulously covered in wool. This is the level of neatness you need for a Chelsea exhibit. The colours are stunning. You've got the Ereumus, you've got the Nephofia, you've got Dahlias, you've got Scabious, you've got the Ranunculus, and it's a wonderful palette of yellows and oranges and pinks with pops of Craspedia. It's a work of art. This is Light Dance. This imaginative design is by Rose Cao, floral designer. She is coming from Vietnam. This is a plastic-free design, 2 aluminium frames made to represent flames leap up towards the source of light. All the mechanics on full view. This silver aluminium wire, which is running throughout the design and supporting the flowers. The flower choice is gorgeous. We've got orchids, alliums, fritillaria, xanthodeschia. On this side in purples and greens, and on this side in vibrant, life-bringing yellows. This installation is by the students at Capel Manor College. It's called Five Senses of Wellness. It's bursting with vitality and colour, and it's designed to stimulate all of our five senses. So here we are, the Floristry Trade Club, out and about on the King's Road in the run-up to Chelsea and Bloom. This year the theme is flowers and film, and we've come across this great little installation by Ricky Paul Flowers of Mary Poppins. Why Mary Poppins? Because only 2 streets away, P.L. Travers, who wrote Mary Poppins, lived and worked. So we have the lovely Mary with her bag bursting with flowers. And the display is a mix, a very cunning mix of artificial faux flowers, dried flowers and fresh, because it is quite a challenge when you are on the King's Road. It's windy, it could rain, the flowers have got to be here for a week. So this is a mixture of different types of materials just to make it last, and it has great impact. This lavish display is outside Cartier off Sloane Square. All of these flowers, however, will be repurposed once Chelsea and Bloom is over. The delphiniums and the peonies will be going to a floral charity who will redistribute them, and the lily and the valley plants will be planted back into the ground. Meanwhile, enjoy.
When we were asked to work to create this, we had a theme which was flowers on film. And of course, because the Chiswick Physic garden is a garden, the immediate thought was secret garden, except it's the London's not so secret garden. So basic concept, me, then it went to Linda Koshy, who then worked with Morgan Douglas Nuth, and they got the next stage of it done. And then the team of 10 florists arrived and actually implemented it. So I suppose we started Thursday night, we worked all day Friday, all day Saturday and half of Sunday, and we were working into the evenings. But it was all the pre-prep, all the planning, all the getting the man to make the watering can, and fabricating that, and then thinking, well, actually we're going to need extras because we've got to get this up on the roof. So I would say from start to finish about 4 months. Would I do it again? Like a shot. This has been such fun. I mean, you know, I think everybody's knees and hands and feet are sort of sore But oh, absolutely, it's been worth every single moment. The Chelsea Physic Garden is 350 years old this year. You know what? It's a great place to start your journey into Chelsea in bloom. It's been fab.
Welcome to Belgravia, where the theme is Into the Wild. And I'm in front of this fabulous display by Neil Strain with these wonderful peacocks and the most gorgeous Vanda orchids and Atom leaves forming these wonderful tails. Had to show you these fantastic seahorses. The bodies are made of a combination of skeletonized leaves, poppy heads, dried flowers and moss, in these fantastically bright shades of pinks and purples and blues. And then look down at this seabed. It is so creative. The texture, the colour, there's Didachelia, there are fresh plants, there are bulrushes, there are cactus made to look like sea anemones. Everything is grouped, it's a real impact. It's just the most wonderful display. Absolutely love it. Well, look who I bumped into. I love this dinosaur. Look at the colours and the succulence and the texture on the body. Absolutely wonderful. This year, there are two distinct themes. Chelsea in bloom is flowers and film, Belgravia in bloom is Into the Wild. So Karen, what's it been like working with the two different briefs?
It's been absolutely wonderful because they are so different, and it opens up all the boundaries for interpretation and creativity. We've done Belgravia in bloom, which, as you said, was Into the Wild, and we've seen installations from the British countryside, which is the wildlife, from owls to birds to mice to rabbits, but we've also seen the tropical side of elephants and giraffes and tigers, so it's been fantastic.
And what's really stood out for you this year?
The creativity. It's been literally going from seeing elephants with flowers and seeing giraffes to actually seeing really well thought out plants choices and how they've been planted for the British countryside, as though they've always been there. It's been amazing.
And what are the challenges for people when they put these installations together?
I think one of the challenges is what is available, what they can do for the brief, but also actually creating the installation in time for the judging. So we have seen some installations which have just been very last minute in terms of timekeeping, and we've seen others where the materials they've used have not stood up overnight with the cooler weather or the wind. So there's all sorts of challenges that these businesses and florists and floral designers actually face.
It sounds like an absolutely fascinating thing to do.
It's wonderful. I love coming to Belgravia in bloom and Chelsea in bloom. It's just a lovely day. Well, it's 2 days, and the only thing that actually hurts in the evening are my feet.
When you're judging Chelsea and Belgravia in bloom, what are you actually looking for?
We're looking for the interpretation of the schedule and the theme. We're looking for the planting, how it's been planted, how it's been flowered, what the materials are they fit for the brief, and the overall look and feel of it. So those are the three main criteria that we're looking for.
Now, when I was looking at the installations,
Yes.
I did notice that there's a real mix of faux flowers, fresh flowers
Yes.
and dried flowers.
Yes.
Now, I can understand why you would use faux flowers because of the fact
Yes.
it's going to last for a
Yes.
week. But
Yes.
how do you judge when you've got these three different materials in the same
So
installation?
there are different categories, Sue. So there is a category for faux flowers, there's a category for best in show, there's a category for overall best, and there's a category for the fresh. So there's different criteria that we judge. So if we are looking at something that's just faux, then we just judge it as though it's just for the faux. It's not, well, it should have been fresh or it should have been dry.
Yeah.
It's open, so we judge it like that.
And do the florists have to tell you beforehand which one it's going to be?
Well, no, they don't tell us which one it's going to be, but what they do is they give a little synopsis of the thinking behind the design.
Yeah.
So it's only about 3 or 4 sentences, but it just gives us a background information of. So some of them, if they were for the British countryside, they'll say that these plants have been actually hand-picked from a farm in Herefordshire or wherever it is. So we understand where the planting has come from.
That's really interesting.
Yes.
Thank you. So Karen, how long have the competitions been going on in Chelsea and Belgravia?
Well, Chelsea in Bloom's been going on for many years.
Yeah.
I would say probably about 17 to 20 years, but I'm not certain. I do know that Belgravia in Bloom is in its, not infancy, but it's probably 9 or 10 years, so it's significantly less than Chelsea and Bloom. But I have to say, from what I've seen today, Belgravia in Bloom is certainly catching up in the number of entries that they have with Chelsea and Bloom.
So how many entries have you got in both categories? How much shoe leather do you have to wear out?
A lot. Belgravia in Bloom has 46 entries this year.
Which is a lot.
And Chelsea and Bloom just has over 100 entries.
100 entries?
Yes.
My goodness. And you judge every single one?
Every single one.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And what time do you start in the morning?
We start at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
There's a few of us, it's not just myself.
Yeah.
There's a few
Oh,
of
that's
us.
good.
So, and we have someone from the Grosvenor estate and at the RHS and the Cadogan estate that always is keeping us on time. Because it's very easy to slip into lots of conversations and deliberations. And when you've got so many to judge, you have to keep to a timetable.
Yeah.
You know, so
because the public find it fascinating,
absolutely
don't they?
fascinating,
Yes, yes, they do.
They
Yeah,
do.
and I couldn't agree with them more, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
We really, really hope that you've enjoyed our coverage from the Floristry Trade Club of Chelsea Flower Show, Chelsea and Belgravia in Bloom. We've been so inspired and we hope you have too. If you have any favourites or any comments about our coverage, please let us know.